We had a family here at the end of January that had a fire, and it was a really bad fire. It displaced the entire family.
It's a super tragic situation. They did lose a family member. More of their needs were things that they were concerned about when they got out of the hospital. How were they gonna survive? I mean, these people came in with literally what was on their backs, and that's all they had.
And I thought, if this was my children and they were going through this, how could I help them? I can't see them having to go home with nothing.
Someone made contact with the Foundation for Firelands. The foundation was able to provide some winter coats, as this was towards the tail end of winter. It was still colder outside, and then was also able to provide gift cards as they needed food, gas, groceries.
The foundation stepping up and doing what they did was just unbelievable.
So we had a family from out of state. Wife had suffered a cardiac arrest while they were in town. The decision was made to withdraw care and let her be comfortable.
She had a lot of family come in, kind of realized that they were probably a little tight on their finances, especially having to travel.
They were sleeping in their car in the parking lot. They were, staying in the waiting room, and so eventually, we're like, why don't you just stay here? It's okay. After I took care of this patient for several days and just really got to know the patient's husband, and he told us, he was like, our insurance doesn't cover this hospital stay. He didn't know how he was gonna get her back. Once she passed, the issue was hospice wouldn't take her because they had no way of getting the remains back to their home state. So that kind of took a lot of work with, all members of the foundation and with the staff here to try and coordinate. So a local funeral home stepped in and were able to get her cremated and able to get her transported back. I think we all got to go home that day knowing we did something good for this family.
Foundation for Firelands is there when you really need them. They are able to be that light in the dark for these people that are in the darkest places of their lives.
We had a difficult case of a young woman who came in with respiratory failure. She spent several weeks in the ICU on the ventilator. Pulmonology team actually had to do a tracheostomy. We brought her here to the rehab hospital at Firelands to help her regain her level of function before she returned home. And when it came time to discharge her, she was walking, she was back to her baseline, her cognition had cleared fully, and her family was ready to receive her at home, and she was ready to go. But we had a hard time getting supplies to care for the tracheostomy. The tracheostomy tubes themselves, the oxygen machine, the nebulizer machine, and the medications that went along with that, which really are life-sustaining for a patient like that. And the only place that we could turn to get it was the foundation. Once we made the request to them, it was absolutely no problem. We'd love to help. This is what we're here for. I think that there are people in the community like her who are so grateful for the care that they receive. We try to tell them this is what we're here for. These are costs that are difficult for anybody to incur, and in certain situations, we step in to help, and everybody deserves the ability to have the care that they need regardless of their financial resources.
Hospitals struggle financially, especially since COVID, and oftentimes there are things we need that the hospital unfortunately just cannot afford at that time, and it's at those times that we turn to the foundation to get us what we need to take care of our patients. Everyone thinks of obstetrics as having excitement and joy and families welcoming their new newborns into the world. They often forget about those patients that aren't lucky enough to get that blessing and who unfortunately have to welcome an angel baby into the world. And that's where the foundation helped us. We needed photography equipment to provide pictures for these parents. These parents have one day with their angel babies. So for us, the foundation purchased a new camera and a new photo printer so that we could provide those parents with the only pictures they'll have with their precious angel baby. I think it's in the long run when they've dealt with the loss and they can look back at these pictures and see their precious baby. So I think for them, it's life-changing because it's all they have.
A few years back, we had a patient who struggled to get in and out of his home. It was to the point where he potentially was going to miss appointments because we couldn't get him here. Reached out to Alice and the foundation team, and with the help of Two Sing Builders, and because of their love for what we do, we were able to partner with them to get him in and out of treatment because they were able to build a ramp for him. Had we not been able to do that with Two Sings, we probably wouldn't have been able to treat the patient. He may have gone to hospice and not ever gotten the care that he needed. We were truly able to change his life with the help of the foundation sponsors and everybody who donates money every day to the foundation.
I can't imagine, doing this job without having the foundation for Firelands or having that support. It gives us a peace of mind that we're able to do these things for our patients. There are many, many times where I am holding back tears because I know how important that is for people to be able to receive that gift from the foundation.
To any donor, I would like to say thank you. And what you're doing is truly making a difference every day, and not only the lives of our patients, but the lives of our team members. I mean, we're changing people's lives.